Back under the hood of the Riv. Working on getting these filler panels in the front done. The template made. And got that one done. I tipped this in the bead roller, or not in the bead roller, on the English wheel with the rubber band. Those nice gradual radiuses with my tightest radius die. And then you can be able to see it. But I rolled a blister up in the center here. Give her a little shape. Kick this light on here. We got it sealed off tight all the way around. There we go. Pretty happy with that. These fasteners are really cool. Amazon special. Yeah, nice battery cover to cover up the rad cap and all that. Put that cover on there. I got like 2.5 inches from the battery terminal, so plenty of room so we don't have no arcing and sparking. Here's my cover out in the light here. Used round bar in the joint. I made my top piece and bent the round bar around to match it up, and then welded on the side of it for my back piece. I'll bring you along for the building of this side here. I'll set this down. But the bay's symmetrical, so my air cleaner box is centered. So I simply flip this around and I've got my template for the other side ready to go. So yeah, I'll let you watch how I do this one. Getting there. Looks like I need to move my wheeling zone out a little bit here to match this one. This one got curve all the way up to about here. I was just eyeballing her. But I can go through a little bit of English wheel fundamentals here. So the rubber band, I used my tightest radius wheel to get that kind of to break an edge there. The deal is there, with no rubber wheel, when you wheel a panel, it bends around the lower anvil in this direction and in this direction. It gives you a dome, or a bowl, I guess. If you run a rubber band, it only bends it in one dimension. Because of the soft rubber on the upper wheel, the steel sinks in the middle and the rubber on the edges folds the metal around the lower die, or anvil, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I got a little bit more work to do here along this outside edge. Figured I'd give you a little English wheel tech. And also, I gave her all she'd suffer on that other panel with this flattest die that I have. If I lay this in here, if you look underneath, it's hitting, contacting all the way across. It's not going to bend it any more than that. So to get any more radius out of it, you got to go to a tighter radius wheel, which I almost grabbed, but I stopped myself because that would have been a mistake. Well, I quickly wheeled that up a little bit more. It's looking pretty good to me now. I don't expect you to be able to see that, or the camera to pick it up, but I see that the tip here isn't sticking out quite as far. I've got like an inch over there. Back to zoom out so you can see. Yeah, I got about an inch there, and I only got 5/8 here, so I need to adjust this radius here a little bit, give her a little attitude adjustment, get that tip this way and bring that corner out a little bit so both sides look the same. Alright, it's following day here. Went ahead and ground that out and got a nice consistent gap going. Got this corner up here matching the other side, and it's crazy how much I rusted just from handling it sitting overnight. That one too. This I sprayed that Osfo on already, and kind of gives it a acid etches it and gives it a protective layer. So I'll have to do that yet. Anyway, I heated that up with the torch to get a nice tight radius 90 on there. And I'm going to apply it to my template. Get started around there. I'll get it bent around to here using my template as a guide. I'll kind of go right to the center of the bar with the edge of my template. So I can weld on top of the radius of the bar. I'll bend that to here, and then where my panel steps, I'll go over to the panel I've made and match it up with that. Alright, got that fitting pretty good. At least in one dimension here. I just made every line is every spot I bent. Every marker spot there. Lots of trips back and forth to the vise. But, I'll get the step bent in her now. Well, I had to take a little break here. We went out for my brother's birthday, a little Friday night fish fry. Saw Ginger when I was there. The supper club. 72 Cutlass I had swapped last year. Nice to see them out enjoying the car. Talked to them for a bit. So anyway, back to the project here. Got the round bar fitted. Need to make the back panel. Looks like my template from the other side is going to work out. That's pretty handy. We got the fastener locations marked out to mirror the other side. And, get a piece cut. Got that fitting my paper pattern pretty well. A lot easier to do that flat on the floor than it is to try and use that panel. So, and I just need to get it close. Can dial it in as I clamp it to my other piece. I'll get her clamped up now and tack it together. Well, I bent that completely backwards. Luckily this is just 20 gauge, so no big deal. Twist her the other way. Got her back in here for a little test fit. Sitting up proud all the way across there because I just laid it against the floor. Ooh, oh, what's that? Got a dinger in there. We'll have to hammer and dolly that out. But yeah, this is sticking up. No big deal. I'm going to TIG weld this joint. I did on the other one. New metal. Get it cleaned up. But yeah, I'll just take the 24 grit and a roll lock and grind that down all the way. Nice consistent. Get right on the side of my bar there. Yeah, it's looking good. That's gonna work. Welded in, cleaned up. Hit her with the old DA so I can see my highs and lows. And had a rough go at that welding. I not very good at TIG welding mild steel. I don't know why. I struggle with it. Bumped up filler sizes and it went a little better after that. But with that light in there, you can see I got a low spot here. This side is kind of consistent all the way back up. So instead of hammering the hell out of that, I'm going to try and use some heat to stretch this with a little torch. I'll heat that area up and see if she'll pop up out of there. And this area should be fine. That should kind of blend into this if it comes up. We'll see how that goes. Well, that was the exact opposite as I wanted it to do. I had put the heat on there for maybe 2 or 3 seconds and it contracted a lot. So I don't think I had it on there long enough to do any warping, but you could see it very clearly. It sunk immediately. So you seasoned veterans are probably shaking your head right now, but I'm learning as I go here. I'm going to try and stick this in the wheel. I think I can get in there and wheel that up a little bit and stretch that area. Oh, I can get in the wheel just fine here. The problem is it's only going to work here in the center, and I need to work it kind of over here. So what I need to do to get over there is I need to bump this die up here so I can work on this edge. So I'll grab a piece of tin or something and shove in there and shim that die up. I got my die shimmed up, but that's not going to work. I should have put some draft angle on these when I built them, because it just binds up in the holder. It's hitting on the sides here and here. Won't turn. So I guess it's back to the hammer. That's looking a lot better. I ended up using a rubber mallet. This one to be exact, for the for the bulk of it. Try to match your dent with the profile of your hammer. Use that. I use my stool here as kind of a sandbag since I don't have one. And a couple of smaller dents. Did with that. And from there, little low spots I pushed up from the backside and used 80 grit on the board file here to show me where my high and low spots were. Boy, this thing is handy. Keep coming up with more and more uses for it. Using it right now to get both sides of my, or both covers even here. Yeah, pretty cool. Well, I think that's where I'm going to cut this one off. Got a quite a bit further on it, but I'll save that for another video. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Really appreciate it. And nobody's guessed what that engine cover was yet from the last video, so that offer still stands. Thanks for watching.